What's up, YouTube? Today, we're going to be talking about another one of the cooler Silver Tempest cards coming out that I think could make a real impact. Regidrago V-Star. Now, Regidrago V-Star has an attack for a 2 grass and a fire Apex Dragon. Choose an attack from a Dragon-type Pokemon in your discard pile and use it as his attack. Now, Dragon-type Pokemon have all been pretty okay, but the problem is they're weird energy costs and sometimes really awkward stages of evolution. So, Regidrago can potentially abuse some of these more impressive Dragon-type Pokemon that we have in the format. So before Silver Tempest comes out this week, where I will be on starting Thursday or Friday, whenever we get the new codes into PTCGO or PTCG Live, whatever, I will be doing a daily deck profile and gameplay video. So let me know in the comments below what decks you guys want me to start with, because it's going to be one every single day, even weekends. I will make sure there's something on every single day to celebrate the new set release and for me coming back to doing gameplay. So we're going to take a look at some of these Regidrago V-Star lists from Japan, and I totally forgot about the V-Star ability, which is the Legacy Star. During your turn, you may discard the top 7 and get any 2 cards from your discard pile and put them into your hand. So you could probably research, it's like a double research in one turn, and then get 2 resources back immediately, which could really maybe go the distance, who knows. But I think this card has a lot of potential. I think this card can make some real damage happen. So yeah, let's look at some of the Japanese lists that have been performing pretty well, because this is where you can draw some of your inspiration from and kind of figure out where to go from. So the first variant that we're seeing here is a build that centers around the Baby Mew that looks at the top 6 and gets you the item that you need to kind of just have a pivot to just, you know, set up properly. We have the Duraludon that can shred through for 220, a lot of damage actually, as well as the Appleton. I believe that 70 is for, I want to say, special energy. I think that's 70 times the number of special energy. One's ability is 1 special energy. I don't remember which one's which, but I think it's a safe bet to say this one is special energies in play. So this is like a Lugia counter, I guess, technically. The Dragonite is a very cool one because the attack is water, lightning, double colorless, 180, getting you 3 energies out of your deck and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, which is really hard to pull off in a lot of scenarios, except for this one. In this scenario, it makes it a lot easier to get the ball rolling because you can just copy it with the Regidrago. We have the Giratina V-Star's attack with 280, which one-shots almost everything in the format. And then we have Star Requiem, if we can never get there, but we're probably not going to get there. Yeah. And then we have the Goodra as well, which does the 200 and just gives us the time to stay alive if we need to just Goodra and tank up for a couple turns, or boss and kill something with the Regidrago and just use the Goodra's attack to just make sure we don't get one shot. And then we have the Baby Regidrago as well to just kind of shred through some things. And while 240 is not a lackluster number to hit, and we already are playing a Gardenia's Vigor engine, Gardenia's Vigor is one of the cards that I think will make a resurgence in this format because of this. Now, I don't think necessarily 4 might be needed. Like, maybe you still need to play copies of Research. Maybe you still need to play copies of Marnie, Serena, whatever, to just kind of go through your deck. Because with this in this list right now, it feels like, yes, we're going to be able to get to our Drago, but I don't think it's fast enough in a weird way. Even though this is playing like Pokestops and Ultra Balls and Shoes and all these cards, I don't think it's necessarily fast enough the way it's built. So that's where I would start my inspiration there. And then we have another one. Here it's a little more, it's an Arceus Regidrago build, which is also like a very easy way to play it. Like, you have the Arceus to get your Starbirth, guarantee yourself to set up a turn 2 Drago with the Trinity Nova, and then you can just go into your attackers, get them into the discard, play heavy copies of Serena, heavy copies of Research, because Arceus Path decks want to play that anyway. Then you have the Crystal's interesting, Crystal Cave, to heal your guy up a little bit more. Playing a little bit of a tankier build using the Radiant Gardevoir to just make sure your Pokemon stay alive a little bit longer. Use any of the 3 big V-Stars in the last couple expansions, the 220 Shred with Duraludon, the 280 one-shot with the Giratina, or the 200 and keep ourselves alive with the Goodra, and then pivoting into a Hyper Potion to kind of keep ourselves alive. Now, this is kind of cool because the Regidrago is acting as like a Duraludon as well as a Goodra, like in the last couple iterations we've seen, but now you have this splash of the Giratina V-Star in here, which I like a lot. And the Yveltal, the Baby Yveltal, the amazing, or not amazing Yveltal, just Baby Yveltal is really good for the Lugia matchup as well as the Mew matchup, because if we can recycle it even one time and use it, we are pretty much putting ourselves in a position where we are getting rid of a lot of the resources all in one fell swoop, and that could just carry us through the end of the game, which I really like. I don't know why there's a Horn in here necessarily, but maybe it's just like a Horn Serena to end the game. I don't know. That feels a little bit greedy, but it's okay. And then we have another list here. This one's a Lugia Regidrago list, which is we're getting real creative. We're getting creative. This is going to give us the outs to. This is how we're going to set up our Regidrago. We've seen Arceus, we've seen Gardenia's Vigor. Now we've seen Lugia Archeops engine to set it up. And now we can play all these other fun cards in here, like the Amazing Rare Yveltal, the Amazing Rare Charizard, or Radiant Charizard, playing the heavy aggressive build. We've got the special grass. We've got the special Aurora. Like, this is a little bit of a cheekier build. And I don't dislike it because the Auroras are either going to be used for your Drago or your Yveltal. So it makes a lot of sense to play it that way. But I don't know. This is an interesting build. I haven't thought about this like kind of a variant. I don't know if it all works together, meshes together the way you want to. But with 4 Research and 4 Serena, you're going to be digging through your deck aggressively. Like, there's no Marnie in here. There's no Stadiums in here. We are like completely relying on the fact that we need to just get to our combo as quickly as possible, or we lose the game. Which, I mean, in some worlds it works. You know, like you just put it all on the table and see what happens. Here we see another iteration of this is a Lost Zone engine. This is okay. We're seeing some very different ways to play Regidrago. I'm really excited to try it out. I mean, at this point, let me know what you guys think is the best way to play it. I think the best way is still the RCS version probably, but this is an interesting build as well because we can Lost Zone cards. The only downside to this is we never really want to Lost Zone our one of attackers, which kind of feels bad if that ever happens. But this is like a hybrid where we're kind of just getting to the point where we can, I guess, try to put these guys into Lost Zone, these 3. Or the discard pile, these 4, one of these 4, and then just go from there. But the thing I don't like is, like, I think Tina is just better in these slots. Like, you don't need to dedicate all of these slots to having niche attackers, because even with Tina, your resource management is already an issue. And I think I would just play, like, a traditional Lost Box if I was doing this. I think this one's a little bit too clunky. It's a cool idea, but I think I would not really touch that one. Here's a couple more attackers that I think are really good. The Flygon V is one of the cards that I think is very, very strong in this deck. The problem is it is a basic Pokemon, so you can start it. There's another RCS build here. The Drapion has also made its way into the deck to just kind of give ourselves a better Mew matchup, but at the same time, I think our Mew matchup is pretty solid as it is. But you have to respect Mew in every capacity because Mew is very strong, so keep that in mind moving forward. Another Lost Zone iteration. This one is playing heavier, like a 3/3 with a 7/4 grass fire split. Mirage Gates is our way to accelerate the energies. It makes sense. I just still don't like the fact that we have to potentially put one of these guys in a Lost Zone, and all of a sudden our strategy is kaput with only 1 Ultra Ball, like 4 Quick Balls. Like, we're not discarding cards very frequently with this deck. Like, these kinds of lists do not discard cards very frequently, which is something that I just don't like. So I'm gonna say nay on that. I'm not a believer. This is another straightforward version using no Gardenia's Vigor, which is interesting, but there's 2 copies of Leafeon V to accelerate on turn 1, whatever your turn 1 is. No VIP pass or anything to find them either. We're just kind of raw dogging it, apparently. 2 Dragonite to accelerate, so that is the pivotal strategy, it looks like. Get the turn 1 Leafeon into the turn 2 Dragonite, and all of a sudden we have energies on our board, is the idea behind this list. Will it actually work out in practice? I don't know. This feels a little bit glass cannon-y. I feel like I would still want like 1 copies of Gardenia maybe, because I just think like having the 1 copy could make a difference if we miss the Leafeon, or if we go second all of a sudden, or our whatever we accelerate to gets knocked out. Like, I think just having an option is good. Here we have the barrel version, just setting up with the RCS as well, just making sure we can draw cards. I like this as well. I'm a huge fan of the RCS versions because you can play other cards. Like here, you have the Pika that you can splash into here as well to hit like lightning type weaknesses. I think I'm very convinced the Appleton is 70 times special energy, which I think is very strong. Whoa, we've got a Rillaboom version, something that's a little bit super unorthodox. Being able to go into the stage 2 Rillaboom, accelerate the 2 energies from the deck. This one I feel like is not that, like, this is a crazy build. I feel like this is like really hard to do every turn accurately unless you have like Starbirth. But if it works, it works, you know, like I'm not going to complain. This is a very cool idea. Another Rillaboom list here. Let's see if there's anything super off the wall as we're going. A lot of these make a lot of sense so far. Nothing crazy. Another Rillaboom. Looks like Rillaboom's actually pretty popular. The RCS is also very popular. Lost Zone as well. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the Lost Zone version. This RCS version is playing a Drapion and a Howlucha. I guess we're really trying to deal with the Kyurem deck as well. Bro, there's also a Rillaboom. What has happened? There's everything in here. There's everything you could possibly want in one list. I don't know if this actually sets up, but this is like a hybrid of 3 different versions, and it's very cheeky. There's a Thornton to get rid of all these, the Flygon and the Garchomp, which are just bad starters in a lot of situations. But there's only Giratina, so we're just going for the kill. We're like literally like not worrying about Gujo. We're not worrying about anything else. We're just going for the one-shots. So that is kind of where this deck is right now. There are some interesting builds. I think this has a lot of flexibility to do what it wants. But I am excited to try it out. I'm excited to put some effort into this Regidrago deck. I know I don't stream or anything, guys, but I will be trying a bunch of different Regidrago variants on the channel if you guys are interested. And so we will collectively enjoy ourselves. So I hope you guys have a good time. And remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. It really helps out the channel a lot. And I will see you guys for another video tomorrow.